Hey, let's welcome back to the channel where we talk all things fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel, and everything else in between. If you're new here, I'm Shalonda. If you've been here before, well, welcome back. I know I've been MIA for a while, so I thought that we would ease back into this with some of my beauty empties. These are all the items that I have used, I have loved, I've emptied, but I continue to, repurchase these in my routine. So let's start off with this gentle cleansing oil. This is the Softymo Speedy Cleansing Oil. I purchased this off of Amazon, but I have seen it in my local Marshalls. So check Marshalls, check TJ Maxx if you're interested. But how I like to use this is I usually go in with my micellar water, try to take off as much makeup as I can, and then I'll go in with my cleansing oil, and then I'll go in with my cleanser, which is my Roche Posay. This is the Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. Now, I would tell you, years ago, I suffered from hormonal acne, but several things caused it. One, I deployed to Afghanistan, and at the time I stopped using birth control. I also stopped using don't laugh, but I stopped using Proactive. Do you all remember Proactive? Like I think it was like a 3-step or a 4-step system. Anyways, it would have been too harsh for my skin out there anyways. The water was harsh. We had to use bottled water at the time to brush our teeth. That's how harsh the water was. So anyways, I went to, I think I was on leave, and I ended up going to Ulta looking for anything that was going to help my skin. And the lady at the Dermalogica counter, she told me, she said, you don't need anything too harsh. You don't need anything, because it's really going to stay on your skin for just, seconds before you rinse it off. So I did use another gentle cleanser because there are others out there before this one, but I've been using this one for several years now, and I love the way it makes my skin feel. I don't like for my cleansers to feel like, it's stripping my skin of like all my moisture. I'm 51, so I need all the moisture that I can get in my skin. I do have combination skin, but I would say I'm mainly on the oilier side than the drier side. But living in Arizona, my skin has been a little drier than normal, I'll say that. But so that's my gentle cleanser. And then for my toner, at night I like to use my Mer The Tonic. I have a little bit left, so, but this, again, I've been using it for years. These products have been in my routine for a long time, probably since 2017, 2018. I'm sure there are other brands out there that you could use, but I'm a Mer girl. I love what it has done to my skin, but I use this at night because I like to use a prescription retin-A like every other night. I use this tretinoin cream. This is 0.025%, but because I dealt with that acne, I have kept this in my routine ever since. And nowadays I mainly use it for fine lines, for those wrinkles, because I have mature skin. Now, some toner, Mer, but during the day, what I like to use is, this is kind of considered, I guess, a exfoliant lotion, but this is the lotion P50. If you know, caught favorite. They discontinued the P50 1970, which I used to use, but I haven't really seen a difference with just the regular lotion P50. I mean, it does come in 3 sizes. They have a travel size, then they have the smaller size, then they have a larger bottle. But I find that this is the perfect size for me. Because I do travel, I just stick it into one of my little toiletry bags, and it's perfect. But this is considered an exfoliant, and I do use this every morning. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I use it every morning. And what I would tell you that it has really improved the overall texture of my skin. I will link where I buy this from. I want to say it's Vicky Marav. It's a place in, I want to say she's in New York. But yeah, from day one, and I have stuck with that seller. Let's go on with my Laneige, because I love Laneige cream skin. I would tell you, I have a huge bottle on my vanity right now. But I will tell you, if they ever discontinue, if they ever stop making this, I'm gonna have to go on somebody's black market and try to find it. I love this stuff, but I really love like Korean and Japanese skincare products. I think it's really the best thing that has happened to my skin. So speaking of Asian products, we'll say that, I also like to use this premium. This is considered a hydrating lotion, and again, I'm all about hydration. I found this off of Amazon. I want to say it's a Japanese skincare, because when I was in Japan, I did see this in the drugstores. So, but you can find it off of Amazon as well. I love this stuff. Again, I just use this, and you know the Snell Mucin, the COS RX or something like that. The Snell, you know, the Snell Mucin. So I'll use this, and then I'll go in with the Snell Mucin. Again, I'm all about hydrated skin. So because I use a, you know, Retina A, you have to use sunscreen. So my sunscreen of choice that I have emptied, but of course I have a backup, is my Supergoop every single face. The thing I love about this is it doesn't leave that white cast that sometimes sunscreen leaves on African American skin. So I love it. It also gives my skin a glow. You know, even if I'm not wearing makeup, I'm going to use my sunscreen. And it's one of those things that I wish, you know, someone told me sooner to start using. But yeah, because, you know, usually they say with a Retina A, they usually tell you to limit the amount of sun that, you know, your skin is exposed to. But no one ever told me that I needed to be using a sunscreen. I kind of found out years ago, just, you know, by doing my own research. Okay, but what else do we have? We have a couple more La Mer products. Don't fight me, okay? Okay, this is the Intensive Revitalizing Mask. It's an exfoliant, that's all it is, but it's like a scrub, you know. But I've been using it for years now. I love it. I usually keep it on my face, you know, for a few minutes. It's pricey. She's very pricey. She is very, very pricey, but I will tell you, I've already bought a backup. I bought a backup because my daughter, honey, doesn't matter if it's my birthday, if it's Mother's Day, if it's, if it's Christmas, I'm going to get a Sephora gift card. The girl does not think outside of the box, and we're not talking about some young girl. She's 27. She's a whole nurse, okay? But she would not. She's like, she says that I am too, what's the word? She says, you're too picky. You're too picky. I'm like, no, the majority of these we use. I mean, you know, I like makeup. She likes makeup. I just like a makeup that's, you know, a little bit more expensive. So the way that she supports my bad habits is by giving me a Sephora gift card for every holiday, let's say that. So Okay, La Mer The Soft Cream. I'm sorry. But I use this as my nighttime moisturizer. I love La Mer products. This is the soft cream. You know, with the original cream, you do have to warm it up in your fingertips. But with the soft cream, you can just, you know, I usually forehead, my cheeks, you know, my chin, and then I just, you know, rub it in. It's pricey, yes, I know, but your skin deserves the best. And my skin loves La Mer products. Honey, I'm not going to keep apologizing. Okay, we only have a couple more items. Okay, let's talk about my moisturizer for the day. For the day, I like to use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I wear makeup every day, you know, at work. So I don't use a primer. This kind of acts as my moisturizer and as my primer. I've been using it for years. Usually when I travel, I'll usually, you know, buy the little small ones. Yeah, but I usually have a larger one that I keep at home. And speaking of Charlotte Tilbury, this is my setting spray of choice. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Matter of fact, I need to place an order because I have another one in my bathroom, but we're down to the very end with that. For my lips now, Tatcha Lip Mask. I have about 2 of these all over the place. I keep one at work. I do not use it as a mask. I like to use it because I'm in the military. One more year left. But because I'm in the military, I don't wear lipstick to work. I just like to, you know, put like a little gloss, a little tint on my lips. So I usually just go in with my Tatcha lip mask. I love that stuff. And then for my eyebrows, I went back, you know, old school. I went back to my Anastasia, is this the Brow Wiz? Yeah, Anastasia Brow Wiz. I love it. Been using it for years. Another product that I love is the Fenty Cream Skin Blush. This is such a beautiful color, but look how I just hit pan. But I have another one. I love this for my everyday blush when I'm, you know, in uniform. Now I do want to share my one last product, and that is Nivea. I have been using this lotion on my body since I was in high school, you know, living in Germany. This is the 48-hour moisturized body lotion. This is in the almond oil. I only like the almond oil. I love Nivea products. It just does wonders for my skin. Again, I'm all about hydration. But this has been my Empties. If you've stayed this long, thank you. Until next time, Happy New Year, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.